In the middle of a busy city, where noise never truly rests, there is a house that most people walk past without a second glance. It is not tall. It is not decorated. It does not demand attention. But those who have entered that house will tell you something quietly, almost like a secret. They say that no one who walks through that door ever leaves the same way they came in. A man lives there. No one knows where he studied. No one knows exactly how old he is. He does not promote himself. He does not chase followers or crowds. But somehow, people who are carrying the heaviest questions always find their way to his door. They call him the Master of Life. And today he has something to share with you. One quiet afternoon, a young woman came to see him. She did not rush inside. She sat down calmly, took a slow breath, and gathered her words carefully. "Master," she began softly, "I want to get married, but I do not know who to choose." He looked at her, not with curiosity, not with judgment, just with the kind of patience that makes you feel safe enough to speak. "There are two men in my life," she continued. "The first one is wealthy and well-respected. He provides without hesitation, but he is always busy, always moving, always somewhere else. Even when he is in the room, part of him is already gone." She paused for a moment before going on. "The second man is not rich, but he is steady. He listens when I speak. He shows up when it matters. He has time for me, and he makes me feel like I am enough." She folded her hands quietly in her lap. "I do not want to make the wrong choice," she said. "I do not want to reach for what looks good and lose hold of what is real." The Master of Life rose gently from his seat and returned a moment later carrying two lamps. One was beautiful, polished and bright, the kind that catches your eye from across the room. The other was simple, plain and unassuming, the kind you might overlook entirely. He placed them both on the table and lit them one by one. The room filled with two very different kinds of light. He let the silence sit for a moment. Then he asked her softly, "Which one will still give you light when the power goes out?" She looked at both lamps without speaking. The beautiful one glowed brilliantly. The simple one burned calm and steady. He nodded slowly. "Marriage," he said, "is not built on brightness. It is built on reliability." He sat back down and continued in the same unhurried tone. "Money can feed the body, but presence feeds the soul. Many people spend their lives chasing what shines. Very few stop long enough to choose what lasts." He leaned forward just slightly, the way people do when they want you to hear something deeply. "Ask yourself this one question. Who will sit with you when there is nothing left to prove? Who will still be there when life grows quiet and there is no performance to give, no image to keep up?" The woman sat with those words for a long moment. Then she exhaled, slowly and deeply, the way you do when you finally put down something heavy that you have been carrying for far too long. She rose from her seat. She did not ask for anything more. She did not need to. She simply bowed with quiet gratitude and walked out the door. When she stepped back into the city, the streets looked exactly the same as before. The noise was the same. The crowds were the same. The world had not changed at all. But she had, because now she understood something that no one had ever said to her so plainly before. The right choice is not the man who impresses everyone around you. It is the man who chooses to stay when there is no audience left to impress. The Master of Life returned to his chair. The city carried on outside. The house stayed quiet and unnoticed. And the lesson remained, as it always does, waiting for the next person who was ready to hear it. If that story stayed with you even a little, then it found the person it was meant for. Come back for the next one. The Master of Life will be here,